All right, I've got us online here, and give me just a minute. I'm going to connect to our site here, and then we'll get started.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Let's see. Looks like nobody's with us just yet, but if anybody is, they can. All right, share. All right, we're almost ready to get started.
That's fine.
All right, let's see. Do we want owls or space to our countdown?
Let's try space.
All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Mary Ellen.
I'm so excited to be here. We have not done this. It's been a couple months, I think.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
We're going to do better in 2023 about doing our shows every other week.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. It's the end of the year. We can kind of do the year in review, talk about some of the themes that are going on this year, themes you might have seen in your readings that you're getting with people. And before we get to all that, tell me what's been going on with you. What are you up to? What's new?
Oh, well, I'm thanks to you and your urging, I'm working on a new presentation for Spirit Fest to those cities that I have not done a gallery reading. And I think those cities that I have done a gallery reading. I'm sorry. And so to do something new. So January we'll do St. Petersburg. I think February is Orlando, correct? You know this by heart.
Mm-hmm.
And is March?
So tell us. So I know, but tell the people that are watching and listening exactly what it's going to be. I think it's going to be even better than the gallery.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's called Inside the Afterlife. And we'll be looking at, and we're going to do some spot readings. I'll do some spot readings throughout. We're going to be looking at kind of how energy is used. It's not a 2-hour symposium on energy. It's going to be extremely interactive. The audience will participate, which I love that we're engaged, and we'll talk about things on the other side, my experiences, some of the, quote, famous people that I've connected with. Hasn't been a whole lot. And we're going to do some energy stuff, and it just, top 10 questions or 10 questions I get asked most about the afterlife. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over a lot of stuff about the afterlife, kind of what it's like from my perspective. You're going to have, Mary Ellen, 20 mediums, and we're all going to be saying different things. But from my experiences, here's what I've experienced. And here's the validations. I'm going to go over 3 very unique signs that people who have passed gave me, and they just blew the person away. They blew me away because they were so random, just so random. And it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like just spending 2 hours with a group of people that are interested in tangible proof, evidence of there being of life after death. I just think is going to be so affirming for everybody, the different questions that are going to come up. I'm just really excited about it. It's going to be a PowerPoint presentation, right?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to also have a flip chart. That's from my old days of training. I like using
Okay.
flip charts. And a little bit of remote viewing, not a whole lot, but we'll do an exercise. And I've got another exercise plan in which they're going to use their gifts, quite honestly. And we'll see how that goes. That could be, that could go off the rails, right? But I don't think it will. I am really excited. Spirit gave that to me. Why don't you have them do this? And I went, wow, it's a great idea. And,
good. Yeah. And then the spot readings.
Yeah,
like
I'm
before.
really looking. Yeah, and it was spot readings, and I think it's going to be a fast 2 hours. I really do. I'm looking forward to it, and only $20, not counting
As always, and discount admission on the website too.
Right. Yeah.
As always, I feel like our goal with these shows is to discuss life after death and to give you, we can't obviously give you hard proof, hard evidence, because there is a veil. If we knew when we got here that there was proof that we were just going to go right back to, where we came from, that would sort of defeat the purpose of the lessons that we've set up for ourselves to learn here in 3D. So, but what we want to, but that's, to me, is what the part of the purpose of our life is to find our way back. And that you can be aware and realize that there is life after death while you're still alive. That's huge. That's a game changer.
Yeah. And even, Marianne, from a scientific standpoint, the people who are so scientific, and one of them had a near-death experience, and the other one was, a psychiatrist, I think, or a doctor who didn't believe in the afterlife. And then one of his patients came forth with all this information that he hadn't told anybody. And the odds are too high to calculate that somebody would come up with something that random. And I think that, for me, that's the proof of being somebody who's scientific, that the odds are so high. The information I get is so specific, so random. It means nothing to me, but it means the world to somebody who I'm talking to. And,
right.
Yeah.
There's just so many different ramifications of that too. Because not only do we prove we're going to see our loved ones again, that there is more lessons and experience. It's not even lessons, because it's not about good or bad or right or wrong or punishment or anything like that. But we've set up these experiences so that we can find our way back to source, to spirit, to God.
Absolutely.
But I think that one of the main tools and one of the main resources that we have is our intuition. And we need to learn to use that. We need to learn to rely on it. And once we do, another game changer there. So the evidence that you're providing, is validation of the information that you're getting from spirit. And, it's for them to discern and to decide whether or not they could trust it, and use, helping to hone that skill, using it like like you exercise any other part of your body.
Yeah. And, Marianne, this year and last year, easily over 50% of my clients are brand new. Easily 50%. This year, I think it was more like 60, 65. Last year, I have to calculate, but easily over 50%, which means, and I don't advertise my readings. I'll advertise my events like Spirit Fest, and I'll advertise if I'm doing a book signing, but individually, I don't advertise my readings. And they just somehow find me and come to me, word of mouth, or they see something and they're brand new. And the people that have never done this before is a high percentage. And they come away going, okay, so I've got an open mind now. I've got an open mind. I can consider it. Yeah.
Right. And I think also it's just becoming more mainstream that people don't usually talk about it. And then when you do open up and talk about it, you'll find family members that you may have thought would poo-poo it, or coworkers that are interested in it. And it really should be way more mainstream than it has been. And that's part of another thing that I think you and I are helpful with. You're a Catholic, practicing Catholic, go to church. I was raised Catholic, and I think we look pretty mainstream. there's a new documentary out called Call Me Miss Cleo about that television psychic who really did a lot of damage to the community, to the whole genre of psychic.
I think, is that on Netflix or something like that, or
HBO?
HBO? I think
Yeah.
I saw it.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested too. It came out this year, so it's got to be fairly new.
Yeah, I do believe I saw it, where, quite honestly, she still believes she has the gifts. And yeah.
Well, did she not see it coming that she was going to get, did she go to jail? I don't remember what happened.
I don't know. I don't know. I know she was kind of the front. And the people that were feeding her information were just reading from a script. And and the company that put it on, or the organization that put it on, was, I think, fined pretty heavily, if I recall. But I saw
Psychic Readers Network. Yeah.
And I think, I did see that. And it's there's charlatans and everything.
Yes.
There really is.
And that's why I think it said in the Bible about, what did they call them? Fortune tellers, not to see for, because it was a different type of, what's the difference between a prophet and prophecy and a fortune teller? Yeah. To me, it's integrity. It's about,
it is. It is. And the intention behind that integrity. And what is your intention? And is your intention to make a quick buck, to make a lot of money? Or is your intention to truly help somebody on their path?
Right.
And that's,
So affirming, that is why we are here, you and I, doing this show.
Absolutely.
Is to, to provide, evidence of life after death. And something else that I would like to start doing with the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit. We have a new website now for Spirit Fest, which has now become sort of its own entity, spiritfestusa.com. And I just realized I haven't made a slider for that to put it down at the bottom. I'll do that while you're doing a reading. Okay. But so now the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit website is kind of a standalone, and we have the opportunity to use it as a platform to do things with it. So I was trying to decide what we could also do to help people, to serve people, whether we take prayer requests, or, that we can hold space, hold energy for people who, are going through things, or things like that. If anybody has any suggestions, when the Sanctuary for Mind, Body, and Spirit was an actual, it was a store. It was more than a store, more than a meeting place. That was our logo, our slogan. And on Monday night, we did a Reiki share. So you could receive Reiki training and Reiki certifications over the weekend free. But the deal was you had to attend 3 Monday night free Reiki shares where you practiced on people, where you gave Reiki for free. And then they didn't have to pay. They could give a donation or a love offering if they wanted. And I would really like to get back into that, of service. And since we're only doing the shows on the weekends, 1 weekend per month in Florida, and soon coming to the Northeast, in the United States.
Yay.
I'd like to know what more we could do. So we are looking at creating some type of other circle or something where we can help support people in this time. So that's a good segue then to tell me your thoughts on this year, 2022 as a whole, crazy as it was, with what you're seeing and hearing in the readings, questions people are asking, things that Spirit has said about what seems like the chaos of this year.
Yeah, it's a great question. We went through so much in 2021, and what I get from the readings from the people is, there's, I'd love to say there's hope for the future, but with everything going on, they thought that 2022, I'm sorry, I keep adjusting and if my screen is fuzzy, I apologize. I don't know why it's a little fuzzy.
I'm trying to match you in the size of your face. That's why I keep moving too. So I think we're good.
No, you're fine. Good. You're fine.
No, and you've got one of those beautiful filters on that makes you look soft and just.
Oh, do I? I don't know. I don't know. I should carry it with me everywhere I go. I go to the car wash, carry it with me. But Marianne, 2021 ended. They said, okay, we're on for 2022. And then 2022 hasn't really panned out. I don't care what spectrum of the political spectrum you're on, or you've got the war. We keep so much is going on domestically. We kind of forget every now and then that Russia and Ukraine are still going at it.
Yeah.
In a couple of months, that'll be coming up on a year, or whenever it is. And so, and people, even though there's jobs out there, people are concerned about their employment, almost like we went back to 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And and what I hear Spirit is, I'm not a numerologist, but I am going to take a numerology course in 2023. I've already signed up for it. And Spirit keeps saying 2023 is going to be, the numbers indicate it's going to be a good year, a really good year for prosperity. Now, I don't know. I just know what I'm told. I've attended 2 Archangel workshops, and I found it fascinating. And so Archangels, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, just really, really fascinating. They are mentioned in every holy book of every major religion. And I didn't know that. I mean, they are mentioned in a lot of different religions. And like Christians, it's the Bible, and you've got other holy books of other religions, but they're in there. And and so I think people are kind of nervous about 2023 and what it's going to bring. There's this uneasiness, which I think some people are ascending and some people aren't, and they can't quite figure out where they are in life, what they're going to do, crossroads. And, I sit here where I am now, and like I said, I had a Zoom reading today, a very nice person, and I sit here and Spirit just gives me all this stuff to write based upon the energy. And there's so much of people at a crossroads. Mm-hmm. People are, they're thirsting for this metaphysical life because organized religion just hasn't served them very well. Mm-hmm. And and that's what I find. I find more people are thirsting for spirituality as opposed to religion. And there's nothing wrong with religion. I thought as long as spirituality and not marching in lockstep, as long as there's spirituality involved in it. And, I'm Catholic, and sometimes it is really tough being a Catholic.
One of the saddest things I think I saw recently was the Pope bawling, crying about the war in Ukraine, about how much this hurts his heart.
Yeah.
And, because they're a very Catholic country as a whole there, whether they're under the Pope or if they're Russian Orthodox, but it's just a really, really a sad time, a sad thing. But so do you see any hope or sunshine for the future, or is it really just unsure? I
did for 2023. I really did. I feel good about 2023. Mm-hmm. I really do. And I remember I was at Spirit Fest, and I'm trying to remember which Spirit Fest. I know it's Port St. Lucie. And I was selling books, but just some like really quick mini readings. I was getting 5-minute readings, and just the stuff that Spirit was delivering that people would go, oh, that's so good to hear. So good to hear. I said, now, path can change, energy can change, everything can change tomorrow, probably won't. But the stuff, and some of them crying, giving them some hope and words of encouragement. And again, I'm not a motivational speaker, so I just give them what Spirit gives me, and and I'm seeing, I think I told you earlier, so many new people. 2021 and 2022, over half of the people I see now are brand new. I don't know them, and I don't advertise my readings. I'll advertise events, but not readings. I just figure I'll get enough, and Spirit, I used to, but now I've got such a big clientele, thank God, that just reach out. So people are thirsting for knowledge. The pandemic taught them they need to know more. This can't be it. This physical life just cannot be it. It can't be. And you're getting all this stuff about UFOs. So you got all this stuff coming together, and people are going, there's something out there, and I want to touch it, feel it, sense it, hear it.
Right.
So there's I have a lot of hope for 2023. I really do.
I really am cautiously optimistic. Let's start with politics. It seems so horrible right now and so chaotic, and yeah, we are very, very, very divided, which is kind of scary. It's the division that's the problem. But as
Yeah.
far as politics and disagreeing, this has been going on since the revolution. And if you watch Hamilton, you'll see they did not get along. They never did. The election, I talk about this a lot with Teddy Roosevelt, and whoever he ran against was ugly. It was as ugly as the one with Trump and Hillary. And so that's been going on, but we don't see that. We remember Ronnie Reagan, God bless America, and everybody was kind of getting along then. And we think that we've just gone to hell in a handbasket, but really this has kind of been the theme of our country, is our ability to speak up.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. My favorite quote of Thomas Jefferson is, I don't know if I told you this, we're talking. He says, peace is that glorious moment when everybody pauses to reload.
So true.
And it's so true. So true.
But I see some different themes going on also. Now, astrologically, and again, astrology doesn't make you do anything. It's sort of like a barometer. When you look at the barometer and it's, clearly going to rain soon, you just know to bring your raincoat and your an umbrella. It doesn't mean it's going to make you slip and fall, or it doesn't mean it's going to make you, do anything. But right now, this is astrologically, it's about seeing who people for really are, really revealing in your family, in your coworkers, in politics, in Hollywood, really getting to see the truth of, of people's integrity and really what's in their heart. And a lot of stuff will fall away because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't necessarily resonate with, the kind of the person that you are now. And we are changing through all of this. There's both a lot of trauma from the pandemic and quarantine and, the fear that kind of went along with that. That alone, seeing what best serves you, having it fall away, and it's going to rebuild. And I find it interesting that this particular astrology conjunction, I want to say that it was Gemini, something in retrograde. And if any astrologers are out there, please feel free to tell me what it is. I kind of have an overview. I understand it enough, but I don't remember all of the details. Anyway, and then, finding what best serves us. Here in Florida, 700,000 people moved here in the last 2 years. And literally, I saw this on the national news. So I believe that this is true. This isn't just a Facebook meme. There is just not enough infrastructure to support all this. And nobody saw this coming because nobody saw the pandemic coming. So what are we going to do here? How are we going to help our neighbors? Are we going to be patient and understanding that we can all enjoy this glorious, sunny, warm state? Or are we going to turn on each other? And you know what I mean? Just a lot of things like that where we could go either way.
It's amazing. The state of Florida has more people living in than the state of New York.
Yeah.
I never thought of it like that. I really didn't. There's 24 million here?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I am not a fan of winter. So this has been hard for me because now it's a catch-22. Do I want to go where it's 4 degrees outside, or do I want to be with 100,000 of my closest friends on any given day where I need to go to Target? So anyway, so themes like that. So stuff's falling away, stuff's rebuilding. I feel like that we're getting far enough from the pandemic and quarantine and all that. The economy is starting to build, and yes, it's a mess. And I do not think we can blame any one person or political party for it. I just think that it's the fallout.
It's just a perfect storm of things falling into place on a negative scale. Yeah.
But it gives us the opportunity again to reassess what's important to us, and to rebuild, to do things in a different way if we want to, or if we choose to, just like with kids, if we keep doing the same stuff over and over again, it's going to keep, we're going to keep getting spanked, and I look at things that have happened in the last few generations, or even really the last few decades in this generation. And then you can go all the way back to someplace like Atlantis. And I know that that's a myth, but there's a lot of really good solid evidence that they basically blew themselves up because they weren't getting along and there was a struggle for power. And my understanding is a lot of the reincarnation of people now in the United States were there. And this is another opportunity to get it right or not.
Who am I to disagree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who am I to disagree with that?
Yeah. So again, just a lot of things to consider. So I'm glad to know that you are also optimistic about 2023.
And I started working on my third book, which hopefully, God willing, be available in the fall. It's slow process. And all of a sudden, the last 2 days, I really started to write. And the first chapter I chose is on nonconformist. And I started writing, and it just started to flow about being radical. And as long as it's not malicious and doesn't hurt anybody, and I named 3 radicals, Martin Luther King, Jesus, and Nelson Mandela. And there's more, I'm sure. But I mean, and they just didn't march to the tune of society's song. That's pretty good. I got to write that one down. And I don't talk about that a whole lot, but look at all the whistleblowers that have brought down empires and companies that were not doing the right thing, and people that were just evil. And it took a nonconformist, somebody who didn't conform and just ignore what was going on. They blew the whistle on. They saw evil, and this was the way they could stop it. And and I think you're seeing that. I think you're seeing brave people, really come forward. January 6th, what happened January 6th, and not getting the political stuff, but all across, you're seeing brave people step up and go, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And they face losing their job. And in some countries, they face losing their life.
Yes.
And look at the people protesting in China right now. My gosh.
Yeah. Iran. Same
and
thing.
Iran just executed somebody again the other day. And they hung them as an example.
And again, the horror of what's going on in Ukraine, right now they're trying to freeze the people out, freeze and starve them, and going after the civilians, children's hospitals, orphanages. It's just heartbreaking. And I know that Ukraine has made some progress, but they need our prayers more than ever.
Yeah, and it will take easily a decade to rebuild that country.
Easily. There is, speaking of documentaries, a really good one. It's not even a documentary. It's on Netflix. David Letterman went over there and interviewed Zelensky. And I think it's called My Next Guest. So it's a,
I've seen David Letterman's Next Guest. They're really good.
He interviews Zelensky in a subway station because it's safe. That's where their offices are, basically. So there's a small crowd that came, and the subway, the trains will go through right during the interview. But I think Zelensky is one of the bravest men of our time, absolutely hands down. And he's so inspiring, and he's literally the heart of the Ukrainian people. And if you want to pick me up, even though there's a lot of, they show some horrific things that happen there, it would empower anybody to watch that. So I would highly recommend that as well. So
it'll be on my list.
Yeah. So that's it. Let's look for the what's empowering, and there's so much strife and on the news and even social media now. Just trying to focus on what's good and more in alignment with what we want to see, because it's not about what we are trying to do or what we think. Even it's the vibration. It's the energy that we hold against a certain thing. So as an example, if we were to just think about how much we hate Putin, that's not going to get us anywhere.
No.
But if we think about how much we admire and love the Ukrainian people and want peace for them, we're going to see more of it, and more of it in our own lives as well.
Yeah. And that's that law of attraction really working. On a positive note, you find a positive on what we want to see happen is the Ukrainian people getting back to some sort of life. I mean, some sort of normalcy. And instead of, and Spirit did tell me at one point this year that a dictator will fall. the spirit told me that. I don't,
Mm.
I don't make any predictions.
Mhm.
And Putin's not the only dictator in the world. There's a
Right.
number of them. There's a number of them. And so what you hope for is Putin's heart to be softened somehow.
Mhm.
And because you get rid of Putin, then somebody else slides in. And so the problem's still there. And so you hope that and pray and since Archangel Raphael, the Archangel of healing, that somehow the heart will be softened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't hope 2023 is going to be better. See it as a great year. See us a year from now at the end of the year doing a show and saying, oh my gosh, who would have thought things would be this great? Who'd have seen some of the stuff that's happened? It was so surprisingly wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's my vision. So I put up your website there, your newly improved, redesigned website,
yes,
MaxMedium.com. So if people are interested in finding out a little bit more about you or where they can get full readings. And you're very gracious to be able to do the readings here at no charge to people. And
I love it.
Just a few minutes of information of what comes through, either a loved one from the other side or a message from Spirit. And Spirit chooses, right?
Spirit chooses. Jerry is just here in his soft filter. Jerry is just here. Jerry is just here looking soft. See, I thought it was that's why I went and cleaned my glasses, and I kept going, man, Marielle, it's so clear. And
you do. You look like you've got one of those Hallmark Channel filters on there. It's not bad.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I'm
actually kind of jealous.
This is Sanctuary's Christmas show. And yes, another thing, to Christians, Christ is the reason for the season, but to non-Christians, it's not. And I acknowledge that. I really do.
Absolutely.
To a lot of people, it's not. It's the solstice. I'm speaking out of my ear.
Hanukkah,
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
I saw the Hallmark Channel's doing a Kwanzaa movie. Very excited about that.
A what?
Kwanzaa movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I watched one last night about Hanukkah, and Holly Pete, I want to say, is in the Kwanzaa one. And
they should do that stuff. They should do that stuff.
Yes, and that's another improvement too, of things that we never thought we'd see. So I'm very happy about that. But to me, Christmas is just as much about an attitude, about peace, everything that Jesus represented. Love, harmony, good times with family, friends.
Mary, it's very similar to Thanksgiving. We all know it wasn't the nice, pretty setting, that we were taught at an early age. So I don't look at that as made the wrong way, but I just look at it as a time to be thankful.
Yes.
Not as a time to recreate a watered down version of what really happened and how we treated Native Americans. And,
right.
And we still have to atone for that. We still have to atone for it.
Right. But, to appreciate things for, in the best way that we know how. And that, when in Rome, that's it. As if somebody doesn't believe in Christmas or follow the tradition of Christmas, Christmas is, I think, more as what's in your heart now.
Yeah,
than it is
absolutely.
About the actual religious aspect of it, or just as much. So, and I do enjoy giving gifts to, family and friends and things like that. And I do try to do that all year as well. But, this is a special time, and, we try to make it as special as we can for everybody. So,
yeah. We got to, I'm sorry, I interrupt you. We got to remember those people who are lonely, people who've lost loved ones.
Yes.
And
that takes me back to my desire to turn the Sanctuary website into a platform. There's many things that we are going to do on it, but I would like to have a circle where if anybody needs anything, they can let us know. I can't say that we could help people financially, but if there was prayer requests or energy requests, or if there was, very short questions, we've got kind of a group of readers that are good, that are in our stable, like Jerry, that could perhaps help people. But, we want to give back to the community and really be there to help people. So
absolutely.
All right. So it is 7:35. So let's move on to some readings. And the first person that I told her she would have a reading, you may remember. I don't know that you're going to remember what her question was, but you may remember where she's from.
Oh, she's from the motherland.
Yes.
Well, my
yes.
motherland.
Yeah.
And by the way, is it Donna? It's got to be my glasses, Donna Marie.
Donna Marie, yes.
Yeah. And Donna Marie, by the way, I've been listening a lot to the Cranberries, one of my favorite groups. Have you ever heard of? Oh, she was.
Oh my gosh, they're
such an amazing singer. She passed away. I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Such an amazing singer. And you know, it's funny, Donna Marie. I was sitting here thinking the first person who's going to come through, Spirit says, is going to be at a crossroads in their lives, and that's what I feel about you, a crossroads. But I think 2023. Oh my God, it sounds like horoscope. It's a year of change for you, and I'm talking drastic change. I'm talking where you Donna Marie, if you think of clairvoyance, right? I'm thinking of a flip chart where you're writing, here's 2021, here's 2022, here's 2023, brand new flip chart, a brand new chapter in your life, a brand new chapter with relationships in that were maybe long since forgotten. There's a female coming through, has a motherly essence, but I don't know if it's your mom. It's just a motherly vibration. Saying, buckle up, 2023 is going to be a busy and noisy year, but the crossroads I feel that you're at with, oh my gosh, it's like career, relationship, and where you're living now. Those are the three things that I'm popping up. Don't feel you have to move just because Spirit tells Jerry, I feel a move. Who wants to move? And I see you going, okay, abroad, leaving Ireland on a trip. And so there's a lot of biggie like event like things. And so by the end of 2023, by the fall of 2023, you're going to be exhausted. You're literally going to be exhausted. Someone close to you is going to need some assistance. I feel they might need a little assistance now with their health. I'm afraid their health is going to decline even further. I'm not saying they're going to pass because I don't do that. None of us do that. But I'm sensing they're going to be calling on you because I think I've told you before, Donna Marie, you're a healer and an empath and a psychic, a really good psychic, your intuition. And so I don't know who this woman is. She's very proud of you. I don't know if you smoke or if she smoked, but I'm seeing a female smoking. I don't know what you look like other than the little picture. There's a little box of picture. But 2023 is, and the last thing I have for you, Donna Marie, it's a time to mend fences. And even those people that don't want to mend fences with you, mend fences is an American phrase that we use to make up in relationships. Spirit wants you to try, but don't get bogged down. If they don't accept your invitation to, hey, I wish I could still drink. Let's have a pint of Guinness. It's not a glass. It's a pint of Guinness. And if they turn you down, Donna Marie, that's on them. It's not on you. But there's going to be some opportunities for reconciliation. There's a good Catholic word, reconciliation. And they're inviting you to make the first step because you're the bigger person. I'll leave that with you. And, there's a pet. There's a pet in the world of spirit. It's a dog, but I just see dogs of dogs. I do know breeds, but it's almost like a little bitty yappy dog. And, but it could be you or your parents or somebody who's passed that has a little dog that's coming through and just barking like crazy. Almost like laying down on your feet. And I hope that resonates, Donna Marie. I really do.
Yeah, and Donna Marie, thank you for finding us again. It's really exciting.
Thank you.
We have friends across the pond. And you were mentioning the Cranberries, but Dairy Girls. I watched that, and I just wish I was Irish so much. One of these days we'll get there. How awesome would it be to do a Spirit Fest in Ireland?
I've been there. I've been to Ireland twice, and we would go every year if we could. There's just no place like Ireland.
Donna
But
Marie, if we were to do a spirit fest in Ireland, tell us what city you think that it should be in, or any other of our Irish viewers. I'd love
yeah,
to know. We're looking at England as well too, but we'd like to do both. So
yeah,
anyway,
Ireland.
thank you, Jerry, for helping Donna Marie. The next one is going to be Sarah.
So I started to sing. She doesn't want me to sing. It was the Hall & Oates song, Sarah Smile. Was that the name of it? Sarah?
Yes.
Okay. I'm hoping Sarah's still on the line with us after I threatened to sing. So what I'm getting really quick is there's a loved one, Sarah, coming through, and right now, Sarah, I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. It has woman energy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Female energy, strong female energy. We all have male and female, but this is strong female energy. And Sarah, I feel like this is a recent loss, like this year. I think if you go past this year, maybe 2 years ago, I wouldn't call it a recent loss, but this year. And I can't tell. I'm seeing like a man and a woman. So I don't know. Maybe their male and female energy are just so strong that it's just throwing me off. And they come to you with a lot of love. I swear, I think it's, I don't know. I can't tell. If I can't tell, I can't tell. I'm not going to make it up. And this is somewhat of a tragic passing or an accident. Now, tragic, Sarah, doesn't always mean accident, but I heard tragic and accident. Very tragic. Here one day, gone the next. It's strong. The female energy is overwhelming, so I'm going to say it's a female. But I sense there's a bit of a male energy there too. But the woman is just so glad to see you, is around you. She's saying, Sarah, you might understand that was a close call. And I said, okay, can you elaborate? Can you dive in deeper a little bit? That was a close call can mean anything. Virtually anything. That was a close call, and so I don't know if it was a relationship, Sarah. I don't know if I don't know what it is. But she's saying that was a close call. Glad you're okay. Glad you're all right. And even that, I'm questioning her saying that. I don't know. It doesn't feel right when she says that. So just as beautiful. And I look away, Sarah, so I'm not looking at your face, but you're very beautiful. But I'm looking at the ground is what I'm doing. I'm looking at the ground. Helps me focus. And so she comes to and says, please believe in yourself. Don't get down. And here's completely random that I pay attention to. What happened earlier this year, I don't know how early, it wasn't your fault. You're not at fault. And again, Sarah, that's a random thing I pay attention to. There's a father-like essence too on the other side coming through. This is random. He says, get your watch fixed. So random. So it's not mine. I have a Fitbit. So
let us know if that means anything.
Yeah, please do, because it's so random. But I give you, Sarah, what I get. I think this Christmas, which is just a few days away, there's a surprise waiting for you. A good surprise being good. And God, I hope, please, let us know if any of that resonates, because it is kind of all over the place and it is random that somehow happens. But thank you, Sarah, very much.
All right, thank you. Next up is Anita.
Anita, why do I know that name? Anita. Okay, so Anita, a lot of energy coming from Anita, a lot of love coming from Anita, but there's also some sadness. I also feel either we're coming up on the anniversary of someone who passed, or once again, there was someone who passed this year. It's almost this past year, but this year. And this is a male figure. So I'm looking at a male figure coming through. Why am I getting brother? I don't know if it's a brother. It could be somebody like a brother, or I don't know, brother-in-law. I don't know. It could be an uncle, brother. And I'm trying. That's just sometimes how this works. And coming through with a lot of love and a lot of regrets for not being closer to you and telling you how much he loved you and still does. You recently had a small setback, and he's like, don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you down. Don't listen to those naysayers. Don't listen to those finger pointers. I know it's his brother, but it almost feels like father. He shook his head no, so it's not okay. And also, yeah, and also your partner. It's
she said her dad passed in 2005 or 6.
2005, her dad passed. Yeah, this is. So I don't know when her dad passed. I don't know if there's some sadness around an event, or maybe it's sadness around a holiday. But I felt somebody. I still do feel there's somebody there who passed this year. This is another one who passed this year. But yeah, and here we go. So I don't know if she's going to, Chris, holiday time can bring out the best or the worst, and I feel there's some sort of reunion coming up. It's kind of a theme around reunion. And he said, just grin and bear it. So probably family. Just grin and bear it. And know that, I'm sorry?
I coughed, sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. And he said, you're on the right path. You're doing great. A new path will emerge in the first 2 or 3 months of 2023 for you to consider. And he says, so give it some careful consideration, but you're on the right path, and loves you very much. Yeah, this is Father Essence, but her brother too. I don't know. And just know he's with you at the holidays. Please don't be sad around the holidays. He's with you.
Nice.
So thank you, Anita. I swear I know that name. I don't know.
She said you met her at Spirit Fest.
Bam.
Okay. Next up, Mike.
A guy. Oh my goodness. We should have confetti coming down. Yay. Mike. Remember the camel saying that? Hump Day Wednesday. Okay, so Mike, this is a strong father vibration I'm getting from the world of spirit, who calls you Michael. I'm getting something about legal. So I don't know, Mike, if you're an attorney or you're this gentleman. And if your father's still alive, I'm not trying to hurry him into the spirit world, trust me. But this is a heavy, heavy father vibration. And I can feel it. I can feel it. And either you or him quit smoking. I don't know. Smoked and used to smoke and quit smoking. But and something about tangerines and oranges or something there. Again, Mike, this is random stuff that to you may make a lot of sense to. A lot of times we have psychic amnesia and that we just forget what they say. So if you're writing this down, or we're going to replay this on Facebook, so you'll see it. But he comes to you with a lot of love. And so I don't know if you're feeling alone or lonely at holiday time, but he says, you're not alone. You're never alone. And I almost feel like his mom is in spirit too, because I just heard, now if I'm way off, hey, I'm not perfect, but I almost heard him say, your mom and I love you very much. So I don't see his mom in spirit. I don't feel her, but I'm just going by what this gentleman said. Please remember the good times and take care of the dog. Oh, there's a dog. Please take care of the dog. Mike, thank you very much. I know all this clairvoyant, all this random stuff, what seems random to us, I'm really hoping strikes and is familiar with them.
Yeah, so, if Mike could give us some feedback, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Angela.
I know that name. I think we're Facebook friends. Angela, Spirit is saying it's really time, Angela, to take control of your life. You're a healer, and you've tried to help so many people and heal so many people with your words, your energy, your thoughts. Thoughts is energy. That's really good language. Thoughts, I guess that is good English. I don't know. Thoughts is energy, and your actions. It's time. I feel drained of energy because you help so many people. You have a lot of gifts. You're a really true psychic. Don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but there's such heavy psychic abilities with you. And I'm hearing mediumship too. So those are gifts you have. And so I hope you've started to tap into that, because you could help a lot of people. But it is time for you to rest and to relax. Tough to do around the holidays. And Marianne, I'm getting teacher around her too. She's a really good teacher. She teaches a lot of people a lot of really neat stuff, spiritual stuff and stuff like that. I'm hearing something, Angela, about a sister. And I don't know if this is a sister that's passed, but there's, and let me see real quick, Angela. This is a female who has passed, who is going, go on, tell her. This, I don't know how old you are, Angela, would never in a million years ask. I'm smarter than that. But this one seems to be about your same age, and she's going, go on, tell her, I'm her sister. And so it could be your sister has passed, or somebody like your sister has passed. That was a sister to you, just like I have two people here on the earth plane, that are my brothers, but they're not my blood brothers, but they're my brothers. And so you have somebody, just like a guardian angel watches over you, loves what you do with flowers. Flowers are big and seem important to you. And she's asking about the job change. Have you changed jobs yet? Have you changed careers yet? Again, if you're retired, then obviously you changed jobs. But I'm not too sure. She's talking about the jobs, changing jobs, changing careers. Have you done it yet? How's it going? And how is your writing career going? Writing, 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 not riding a horse, but writing. There's a career there. You have a lot to say, and she's saying, please do it. And I'm hearing is there a revival that had the song Susie Q? Oh, I think it is. I'm hearing it. Oh, Susie. I'm not going to sing for you, Angela. I don't want you to hang up on us. Susie Q. Yeah, I think it was John Fogerty. Yeah, that sang that song. And for some reason, that song is now playing as I'm talking to this woman. And she said, remember to light a candle when you're lonely. Light a candle when you're lonely. And you're surrounded by loved ones. And I think actually Angela lost a child. I'm seeing a small child that's with this woman. And this child, I can't tell if it's a boy or girl. I just know there's a child lost. If it's not Angela, it's somebody close to her. And the child is in good hands. That soul lives on. That soul lives on. The soul, the consciousness never dies. Never, ever, ever dies. And so that child is in the spirit realm and doing well. Doing well. Last thing, a random comment about belt buckles. Belt buckles. So I don't know if Angela likes belt buckles or there's something unique about belt buckles. Leave it up to me to come up with stuff like this. Anyway, Angela, thank you so much. And I think we are Facebook friends. I hope so.
Yeah.
And that last name is real familiar. Anyway, thank you, Angela.
Know her from Spirit Fest too. They're vendors there. They're wonderful people. Yeah. Yeah, and everything you said was spot on. That I know, that I'm aware of. She said she lost a child that was 17.
Oh.
Yeah.
Angela, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, it's hard. But that's why we're here again, is to talk
Yeah.
about how we live eternally, that we really never go. We will know each other. It just seems like that we're so far away right now, but we will see each other again, and I think that we do. We just don't necessarily feel like it's in
A
person.
rainbow is a sign from her. I know this sounds like a 50-50 shot, but there's a strong male, like she lost a son, but there's a strong male. If it wasn't a son, that's okay. That's fine. Just
Mm-hmm.
means her daughter had a strong male
Mm-hmm.
essence, but this is a strong male vibration. This is a rainbow. This person's wicked sense of humor, so I love them already. And a doorbell ringing is a sign.
Interesting.
Very.
She said that she had a cousin pass away that was named Susie. She didn't know if that had anything to do with the song.
It's. I think Angela's spot on.
Okay.
I think she's, yeah, because it's so random. Oh, Susie Q. So, and yeah, so maybe that was, I don't know. They come in and they come in really quick, and Angela knows this. Angela knows this. Does Angela do readings?
Not that I'm aware of, but maybe she should.
Yeah, Spirit is saying she is really, really gifted in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of different modalities. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. We have time for just a couple more readings. So let's go, Shannon.
Shannon. I love all these Irish names. Shannon, I hope you're Irish. By the way, it's one of the two major cities you fly into in Ireland. It's Dublin and Shannon. Donna Marie can attest to that. I feel, Shannon, this has been a rough year. We've all had rough years, but this for you, I think, has been rougher than most. And what you've gone through, Spirit keeps saying what you've gone through, the peaks and the valleys, just when you think things are really going well. And I'm going to close my eyes for this one because this is really special. Then one step forward and about 3 or 4 steps back. And you're not being tested. It's just part of your soul plan, part of your previous life. Now I got to open my eyes because it's too intense. You have a lot of energy, Shannon. So I'm glad you have a lot of energy. See, I too feel there's a loss there, but I don't know other than I'm hearing loss. But Shannon, okay. And if you have a boy, I'm looking at your picture, but I try not to look at a picture because that gives me information, which I don't need. I feel like you have a son. Maybe, I don't know if it's more than one, but you have a son. Because all I'm hearing is the boy is going to be okay. The boy is going to be okay. Keep doing what you're doing, and the boy is going to be okay. And I think this is a tough one. I think somewhere in the family, and it could go back, Mary Ellen, a generation, there's some addiction. And trust me, I grew up with addiction. 40% of my family are recovering addicts. And so I'm very familiar with addiction, but I just got a strong addiction feeling. And Spirit, and don't know if it's connected to what Spirit is saying. Okay, Shannon. So the stuff comes in, information comes in very, very quickly, especially with clairvoyance. And Spirit is saying the sun will shine again in your life. There are brighter, happier days. I'm not saying you're depressed. I'm just saying it's been a rough year. You're one of those people, and I've met a lot of them through my reading, Shannon, that have had just ghoulish, hellish type years. And but you're not a survivor, you're a fighter. And why am I feeling you? And I don't predict pregnancy, Shannon. Why am I feeling your family's going to expand? So I don't know if I just feel the family's going to expand. Yeah. But Shannon, there's so much love around you with your support. You have a strong support system. All right. And it's going to get stronger. It's going to get stronger. And just know, here we go again. This is, you kind of look at 2022, a lot of people feel alone. And Spirit is just saying, you're not alone. At times you may feel alone, but you're not alone. A lot of loved ones. Did you hear that?
That was the corgi. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's just. No, I was in a circle one time and we were all concentrating on spirit, and Mary had her phone still on. And when, the ring that sounds like a train whistle on a phone, and her phone was in another room and a train whistle came up and they go, "Oh, did you hear that? What is spirit trying to tell us?" And Mary said, "My spirit's trying to tell you that I forgot to turn my damn phone off."
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay, two more.
Shannon, thank you very much.
Yes,
Sorry.
and thank you, Jerry. We appreciate it.
I apologize to Shannon for that.
Our very favorite Nicole Sunshine would like to know if there's anything she should focus on in 2023. See what Spirit says.
Okay, Nicole. I promise I'm going to give you something different. Because I told Spirit, give her something different. Sorry. So I'm going to close my eyes for this one. This is kind of intense too, but I am feeling strongly about a new relationship. And it's going to happen sooner than later. Now, Spirit says sooner than later. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay, in 2023, Nicole, you have a new relationship and it happens on December 31st. No, I'm just saying it's not just under the squeeze it in, but no. And Spirit wants you surrender more to the beautiful person that you are. And you're tough on yourself. And Spirit, and that's, I think this year a lot of people are. So you notice this is the third or fourth person I've said this to, and I say it to a lot of my clients. The Spirit says, don't be so tough on yourself. Believe yourself. I know you got to change in your job. I see another change coming up. I do. I see another department or what have you. And at first, you may resist the change and go, I don't know if I want to do that. But Spirit's just saying, keep an open mind, because it may be something that will lead to more prosperity. And don't say that, Spirit. Okay, in a chance meeting of someone you might have a relationship with. God, I hate it when that comes through, but Nicole, I give you everything I get. More involved with Spirit Fest. There has to be more involvement. Our Spirit says you need to be more involved because you have so much to offer. I know you have a full-time job and you work very hard at it. But Spirit is saying there's more involvement with Spirit Fest. Because Spirit Fest this year, I mean, it's got busy year for Spirit Fest. I'm so excited. I really am. I'm looking forward. This is Katie, bar the door. Everybody buckle up. And Nicole, I don't think I see you writing something, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're journaling. I don't know if you're blogging. I don't know if you're going to write a book or whatever, but I see you doing some writing. And it may be a dream journal. My dreams make absolutely no sense. That's no excuse not to keep a dream journal. So Spirit said, please, I think this is a dream journal. If you keep one, great. Spirit's, all you got to do is write down a few key words. And there's a lot with your ancestors in these dreams, a lot of information about your 2, 3, 4 generations ago. If you've ever wondered about those generations, a lot's going to be revealed in these dreams. That was something different from Nicole.
Yes, very interesting.
Thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
All right. Well, very exciting on all fronts. So,
yes, very much so.
Okay, we have time for one more reading, and I want to, before we go, remind everybody Jerry's website. There we are, jmacmedium.com. You charge a very low price for a 1 hour reading, $100. And there
Yeah.
are readers that are not as good as you that charge triple. So,
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't, I know there's people that charge more, and but that's because I'm not doing it for a living. So I'm in the, I'm retired, and there's people at Spirit Fest that charge more, but they're trying to do it for a living. So, and I get that. I understand that. And a lot of those people have other jobs too. It's tough to do this for a living. It really is. I mean, you can, but I've not met any rich people that do this for a living. And so, yay. Oh, what happened to it's an earthquake? Oh my God.
So two things. Before we talk about Spirit Fest, you have a newsletter, and that's going across the bottom.
Yes, please.
Kiana, hang in there. You're next. jmacmedium@gmail.com. Shoot Jerry an email, and I'll put you on the email list. So, and then you always send out, how often? Once a month?
It used to be once a month, but it's about every 6 or 8 weeks now. I do about 6 or 7 newsletters a year.
Okay.
I really try every other month, but I feel people get so much in their email that it,
Okay.
I know I do. And I keep it to one page. I keep it very brief.
We also, the sanctuary is going to do better about emails too. So if you signed up for our email list in the past and have not gotten an email, we're sorry, you will. We're really gonna promote our events more and let people know what's going on. But the new Spirit Fest website, spiritfestusa.com, you can go there and sign up for the email list if you haven't already, and find out all the shows. We've got 8 shows scheduled for next year. More are being added. We are increasing our exposure into the Northeast part of the United States, New York, New England, in addition to the Florida cities that we've been doing. So super excited about that too. So if anybody has any other questions too, you can shoot them here in the comments and we'll answer. But we have time for one more reading, and that is Kiana. So thank you for hanging out with us, Kiana.
Kiana,
appreciate it.
She's been on here before, hasn't she?
I think so. And I want to say she has a sister. So you can let us know if that's right or right.
Such a beautiful name, Kiana. Such a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Okay, Kiana, from the world of spirit, this is almost like a married couple coming through. And I can't tell if it's mom or dad or if it's grandmother, grandfather. I can't tell. And mom and dad may have still been married. I don't see a gap. Kiana, I don't see a gap between mom and dad. When I see a gap, it could indicate one passed and 20 years later the other one passed, or it could have been they were separated, divorced, but these two come together. I just can't tell if it's mom or dad or grandmother, grandfather. But it come through. You're so excited about your prospects for the future. Your prospects. So I don't know if you've been working on something, and they say they feel very strongly it's going to come to fruition. Almost like you're working on something. And something about a new car or newer car. So I don't know if you got a car, a newer car, or you're getting a new car or whatever, but they're excited about that. I guess they're excited about that. They don't have to pay for it, Kiana. They're in the spirit realm. Kiana, I don't know if you have pets. I feel strongly you have it. I feel like a pet had passed. I feel very strongly that a pet had passed. I'd say within the last 12, I'm going to stretch out 18 months, but 12 to 18 months. It's either a very small dog or a very large cat, because I just can't tell. And normally I can. I do feel it's a dog. It's 2. I feel it's a dog and a cat. Okay, so maybe that's why. There is, this couple has stepped aside. There is a sibling to me that I think has passed, either passed at birth or just passed, after they were on the earth for a while, coming through. I really feel this is a female. I really do. A strong female energy. So I'm going to go with that. And they watch a lot of what you do. They're amazed. It's almost like you're a magician. You work with your hands. You create things with your hands. They're like, she's a magician. And they're coming through with all this stuff about magic and all this other stuff. And they're amazed at what you do with your hands and how you create and make things. And one of them said they like it how you boss people around. So I thought that was kind of fun. So I don't know if you lead a group or if you have your own business. I feel very strongly that if you don't have your own business now, you will in the future. I'd say within certainly the next 1 to 3 years, you'll have your own business. If you got your own business, I think it's going to diversify and go into some areas that maybe you hadn't thought of. And it's going to bring a lot of really good prosperity. Perhaps a down year for prosperity, not only for you, Kiana, but for a lot of us. But I think 2023 is going to be, first part of the year, it's going to be busy, busy, busy. I do feel like she owns her own business because it just sounds, Marianne, it has that energy around her taking ownership of things. So to me,
she says she bosses her boyfriend around.
Kiana.
Here you go.
No.
I love it.
Well,
she says that she does not have her own business, but she wants one.
Yeah, she will have one. She will have one. Well, your boyfriend, if he says yes to mainly what you want to do, it's a smart man. It's a keeper.
Any suggestions on her having her own business?
There's something. See, here's the thing. There's something that she creates. Let's say it's jewelry, or let's say it's I don't know, whatever. But you see me going with this with the hands, like almost like I could see somebody creating stuff. And so, or I don't know, stained glass or little things. I mean, things that you would see in a metaphysical shop. Okay, it's really what I'm looking at her doing. And now I'm seeing her setting up a table, and that's how I got started. I did every psychic fair you could think of. But for her, I see her setting up tables and showing her wares. That's an old term, showing the stuff that she makes. But look at how I'm doing with my hands. I can't. It's just my hand. I can't keep my hands still when I'm thinking of the career she wants to go into, or business she wants to go into, because in Spirit said her gifts. It's not that they're being wasted, right? But she's not using her gifts to the fullest, and that happens with all of us when we're in a job or career, and we want to get out and do our own thing. She's meant to be her own boss. Mm. I know who her first employee will be. He will be her boyfriend. Cheap labor, Kiana. Cheap labor. He's a solid guy too. He's a solid guy. He's got a heart of gold. That guy. That doesn't mean, Kiana, he's going to buy you gold. I just said he had a heart of gold. There's a difference. But yeah, I don't, Marianne, it's just something, she creating something. It's just like my sister-in-law, all these years I knew her, I never knew she painted. My brother passed away and she always painted, and now she paints these gorgeous, nonstop painting. And I see
Kiana said she wants to tattoo. That's her dream. She loves tattooing. Yeah. That
makes sense. Yeah. She's creating, and I have a tattoo on my upper back. It's a Celtic cross. Donna Marie would be proud of me. It's a green Celtic cross. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. So the Spirit was showing me her drawing something now, so that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's good energy around that. There's good energy. She gets into doing that. I don't know if she's doing it now, but she gets into doing that. Because I got to tell you, tattoos are really popular right now. Mm-hmm. Very popular. Everybody I see has a tattoo. Or maybe I just didn't notice it before. But everybody has a tattoo that I come across. It's a big, big business. So good luck, Kiana. Good luck.
All right. Well, yeah. Focus on your dreams. So they'll happen. Jerry said it's going to happen. So
yes.
All right, Jerry, thank you so much for this evening. We really appreciate it. So let's plan on 2 weeks. I'm trying to think, that's after Christmas. Is it before the New Year? It's 14 days, 20. It looks like that'd be after the New Year. So,
okay.
On that note, happiest of holidays to everybody. Thank you so much for your support, and look for us to come up again soon.
Yeah. Thank
All
you
right,
so
thanks,
much.
Jerry.
God bless.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.